Va salute. This is Troy Pacelli of Last Call, and I'm just here to let you know that the following live stream is rated R for adult language, highly inappropriate jokes, and oh, who the are we kidding? We have no idea what is going to come out of Gorilla's mouth. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Saturday Night Reviews, where we are reviewing the very first James Bond movie, Dr. No. With me, I got Mikey Sees 4. How are you doing?
How you doing, Gorilla? I'm so excited that you're starting the Bond films. We own them all, and I've seen them all. So so has Suzanne. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Alrighty, and with me, we already got it in the chat there. Mikey was in the chat going, Bond, James Bond.
Exactly.
Yeah, Suzanne. Welcome, Suzanne. She says, hello, Gorilla. And she says, hey there, Mikey and Suzanne. And you asked if one up on the panel. And Mike is saying that's your Suzanne's waving. Yeah. And you're asking Suzanne if she recognizes the film's soundtrack.
Right. Three Blind Mice and Underneath the Mango Tree. Yeah. Good songs, too, for their time.
Three blind mice. Three blind mice.
It goes three blind mice. Off they go. Three blind mice. Here we go.
I am so glad that I learned how to play Three Blind Mice on the recorder instead of learning to do something like my taxes.
Right. I learned the same song when I played the recorder in my day. Yes, I do. I remember that.
Yeah, I'm so glad I learned that over learning how to do my taxes, you know.
Yeah, well, Three Blind Mice has, really easy notes. And yeah, that's one of those cool, like, kids songs that you can learn, with a instrument like a recorder. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Oh, it'd probably help if I turned on the subtitles for this.
I guess it would, yeah.
All right. So we get this here. And I just want to play a little bit of this iconic music, but I cannot play too much of it just because of, I don't know who owns this.
You don't want to get a strike. I know. That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know who owns this, but they can go fuck themselves.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just some iconic, really good music there.
Oh my gosh. And I love all the now Helen Whitson is in that there is continuity. Now, what they used to do is before they had the title of negative cutter, the one that had to put the negatives together, cut them, piece it together, edit it together. That's what Helen Whitson did. It was continuity. So later on, when they had this awesome lady in Hollywood named Mo Henry, she became the official negative cutter for films. So during the Bond films in the early years, they had the continuity girls. There will be one girl in later movies we see. Her name is Elaine Schrick, and she does a lot of the continuity for the Bond franchise. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I just want to point that out.
Yeah, and if you're going to do a franchise, you got to have a continuity officer so you don't get the mess you have like in the recent stuff with Star Trek there.
Exactly.
Especially when you're claiming to be the first black captain.
No kidding, right?
Like I can name like 4 other black captains out of them, and I can even name the first female black captain. Because that was in Conspiracy that I can't remember her name, but she was in Conspiracy.
Oh, she was in that first season episode of TNG, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Conspiracy. Yeah, I remember. Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow.
Yeah, thanks for letting me point that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing all sorts of the Jamaica dancing, and yeah, here's the song. Searching all around for the cat. This is the Three Blind Mice, their song.
Yeah.
All over Kingston town. They got the
Yeah.
carving knife. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, we got a bunch of these assholes meeting around here. They're
Yeah.
that's yeah
Well,
no
that's
that's
yeah, now that's Commander Strangways. And he is really the first MI6 agent you meet in the Bond series. And then, well, you can watch it and see what happens, but he's the very first one you see.
okay. Oops, I gotta get back on the right screen here. So that meeting there. Yeah, you got them. Now
They
this is
meet.
kind of funny here. She has to kind of repeat herself.
Yeah.
W6N, 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 calling G7W.
I don't know why she has to keep repeating herself over that thing.
Well, because in the early days, when she was reporting to London, for the spy network, she had to use an encrypted number letter combination. So that's why she's G7W is the government's house in London, which does all the switchboard operations for MI6 and MI5. So she's got to use some coded, coded numbers and letters for that. So yeah, it's
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
But I gotta say, we gotta admire this fancy old transistor thing here.
Oh my gosh, right? I mean, that was cool for the time, and it is. And the thing is, I found out when I watched behind the scenes that was actually working. So it was tied into something. It just, it wasn't actually tied into London, but it was actually workable, and people actually used it. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I never
Yeah,
seen an early transistor radio like that.
and that would be like a cool prop for to have for it'd be a cool prop to have for like your James Bond fans.
Oh, exactly. And if you see over there, see to her right, you see where that box is right there? That is, tied into, those old radios that they used to like search, kilocycles. Yeah, they used to call them kilocycles. They used to look for certain transmissions coming in. And that's what she's using, is trying to tie in the transmission to London, because she's in Jamaica after all, so. Yeah. Even then, transmissions were crude, trying to get from one country to another. So
Yeah. So basically, it's a radio.
it's a radio, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So anyhow, she gets shot. You gotta love they must have had to do on this for like TV or something, but they changed that because that does not look like real blood.
Yeah. Did you notice she got just shot just above the her breast? I don't know if you noticed that, but yeah.
Right in the tit. Right in the tit.
Yep, right in the tit. That's it. Done. You're over.
Yeah. So yeah, these people here fighting. They took I don't know why they shot her.
Well, they shot her because they wanted to cover up any loose ends. After they took out Strangways, they went and took out his secretary. So that was his brand new secretary. Okay. Now this is where, G7W is. That's the office complex it's in, the foreman of signals. So
Okay. Yeah.
That's where G7W is.
Yeah. So she goes in here. They lost contact with Jamaica.
Right.
Broken or faded?
Broken, sir. Just voice. The carrier wave's still established.
We checked on both emergency frequencies?
Yes, sir. No joy on either. I'm still calling.
Well, keep trying. Let me know as soon as they can't be.
And the first thing I thought is, oh yeah, they lost contact with their Jamaica base, so just keep calling them. Don't bother doing a damn thing. But it took them a little bit to actually do any damn things.
Yeah, well, they're both dead already, so there's no way you're gonna reach them.
No, but as soon as you lose contact, that's when you should be sending everybody in to go find out what happened.
Well, that's why they sent James Bond. He's the best man.
Yeah. So anyhow,
All right.
and we're at the last.
It's Le Cercle, and it's Le Ambassadeur London. It's a club. It's a private club in London, a French club.
Sounds like a freaking strip. It sounds like a strip club, and it's a French. They're gonna be. You're gonna see about the hairy.
No, it has drinks. It has gambling tables. It's like I said, it's a private gambling club, a casino in the heart of London. That's where we find James Bond for the first time.
No, but no, it sounds like a strip club in there. If it's French, then it's a bunch of hairy armpits and everything.
Oh, it could be. You never know. There might be a back room. Jim's Landscape says, no.
No, for what?
Oh, he's just repeating the Dr. No theme, the title of the movie. He's going, no.
Oh, I thought he was talking about my French comment there. Oh, shit.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, someone has to be the asshole.
So when you get into the club there, now this is an agent that's looking for James. So he has to introduce himself at the door because it is a private club. He's not allowed in there, but James is. So he's got to go there, leave the card, which on the card it says Universal Exports, which is the front for MI6 that James works for, and he has to leave his coat. So yeah, and then he gets the card to James while he's playing Baccarat.
Baccarat. What exactly is Baccarat, anyhow?
Baccarat is it has to do with cards and numbers, and what you have to do is like have a higher number of your cards, and each one of the cards has different numbers. Like one card's worth 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And face cards are usually worth nothing. It depends on the game itself, but most of the time that's what they do is they allow the face cards, like your queen, king, jack, ace, they all allow those to be 0, and then everything else has number values. So yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
And Sweetie is yeah.
Yeah, I'm a slots guy, so that's where I'm a slots guy, so.
Oh yeah, no, I love slots. I don't mind slots.
Hey,
I'm never a good card player.
I've only lost money one time on my trips to the casino.
Really? Oh, geez. That must have been terrible.
I'm always up. I am always up whenever I go to the casino, so.
Oh, cool, though. That's great.
Yeah.
I've only won once.
Oh, and here's Jim's 4,000 plus watch party he's got coming up here pretty soon, so make sure to check him out there.
Yeah, definitely. When we're both invited afterwards, so we could do a guerrilla raid on him.
Yeah. So anyhow, we got this babe here. She's some what do you call it? A stealthography machine, I think it's called. The one with the very long papers there that you sit there and type on.
A stenographer
machine, yeah. But anyhow, her armpits look shaven, so she must not be French. So
no, she's actually British. Her name is Sylvia Trench. This is actually the first woman that Bond gets to meet.
Yeah.
Right at a baccarat table. Hey, Pop.
How's it going? Pop, if you see this movie, you can come on up.
I'm sure he has. He's older than me.
All right. So, Jim's saying hi to Pop.
Yeah, let's see if we hear his iconic line where he says Bond, James Bond.
So, right here.
Oui, monsieur.
I admire your luck. There it
And
is.
this is your baccarat table.
Yeah, your baccarat table.
Okay.
Carte.
Well, it's also called by another French name, chemin de fer.
Okay.
So
Oh,
basically, the way he calls it is chemin de fer. So that's another way of
Okay.
saying it. Yeah.
Oh, Pop said he saw it many years ago.
Oh yeah, Pop, you could probably help with some background information if you want.
Yeah. But anyhow, my subtitles are like 10 seconds off again. It looks like.
Jim says, "Watch that old stuff, Punk."
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Sylvia.
C'est suivi, monsieur. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your luck, Mr.
Yeah. I can't play too much because I don't know who the hell owns this. So.
Bond. James Bond.
All right, there
First
we
time
go.
he says it. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So basically, he collects the stuff and then goes off, and they're talking.
There's Captain Nemesis. Hello, Captain.
Captain Nemesis.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mikey, watch that old punk stuff. LOL.
Yeah, that old stuff. I will, Jim.
And Pop is throwing hail at Jim's landscaping. Now,
Yeah,
what
he is.
size hail? We don't know. If it's that little pebble size that we had the other night, or if it's that big old volleyball size that South Canada or the Black Hills had about 11 years ago. No, it's longer than that.
Yeah.
13 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and hey, Captain Finity here, or Captain Nemesis, James. He goes, it's Finity. Okay.
Yeah, that's who's down there.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Money Penny. All right, here we go.
Oh, this is where Salty got there with Miss Penny there, or with Danny's mom there. Her name's Penny. This is where it comes from, Money Penny.
Money Penny, yeah.
Yeah, that's where he got it from. There.
That's where he got it from, yeah. That's M's secretary, played by the lovely and wonderful Lois Maxwell. What a great actress she was. She was in a lot of Bond films. You Never Take Me to Dinner, period. Or would you know? But then I'd be court-martialed. Yeah, sorry, get you nowhere, but don't stop trying. That's what she says.
You get court-martialed for something about government property.
Government property, right? Yeah.
No, for
No, you were right. You were right.
There's more to the line. There's more to the line.
Oh, of course. Daniel says, I love Dr. No. One of the best movies ever made. Yes, it is, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel, the link was at the top here.
It's very cool.
All right. So anyhow.
Yeah.
They're going to Jamaica in 3 hours. So he has to go 3 hours there. That guy's been looking for him, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Well, he's talking about the mission they're talking about is toppling. Is that you, Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
welcome, Daniel.
I love the hi Gorilla. Hi Mikey. Oh my god, I love this movie. This is such a good movie.
Oh yeah, we own it.
Oh man, I love it's so good.
Oh my gosh. It's so cool. Like toppling. Now people didn't really know what toppling meant at first, and neither did I. But then when I found out that it has to do with a signal that's broadcast from a station that's supposed to throw off the course of early rockets back then, I was like, well, wow, I just learned something new.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's those flares that throw off the heat-seeking rockets.
No, what it does is it's a signal that goes to the course. You know where they have the course built in for a rocket where it's supposed to go? Well, the toppling actually alters the course. So then it can make a rocket, instead of like head for a prescribed target, it could have it land in the ocean or land in a jungle somewhere. So,
Oh,
you know.
oh, see, I thought you were talking about the those early systems there that they used that, like if a rocket, the heat-seeking rocket's coming at them, they throw the flares out the back of the plane there to divert the rocket so
That's right.
the plane don't get hit.
Right, that's the flak and stuff they throw from the back of a plane so that the rocket can't follow. It's just flak. They call it FLAK, flak, and it's scattered, and so the rocket can't home in on the plane. It actually homes in on the flak, and then it blows it up. So, yeah, it's cool. But I mean, this way was less like, we know it's we don't know who it is yet, so we won't say until it gets closer. But we kind of know that somebody is throwing off these rockets. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, hey, Daniel here. Pop has a question for you, and I'll be right back.
Okay, Gorilla.
Have I seen Get Smart? No.
With Don Adams?
No. I heard about it, but I never did.
Well, you know what? We need to do well, someday I will do a Get Smart review stream, and then we can talk about it, because Get Smart is so cool.
Yeah.
It was like a parody of James Bond, and Don Adams was the actor who played Get Smart, or Maxwell Smart, Agent 86 of Control. And then there was that beautiful Barbara Feldon. Oh, Agent 99. Yeah, she was cool. Yeah, I don't know if she's still alive, but I know Don Adams passed away. But yeah,
I remember seeing
going on. Yeah, Daniel.
Like the beginning of Get Smart, where he goes into the phone booth, and the phone booth goes underground, and then he goes through a tunnel, and it looks so cool,
Oh, it's radical back then, because like he's going down that tunnel, and then he gets to the very end, and walks in the phone booth, and then gets shushed down. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, one of the guys that actually created that opening was Buck Henry, and I thought it was very eclectic, very cool. Yeah.
See, I don't know which is my favorite James Bond. My first one, the first movie I got was Tomorrow Never Dies I think it was 1998.
Right.
And I got it in Jumbo Video. I don't know if you remember Jumbo Video, but that was a Canadian.
I barely do, but yeah, that was the first one. Or no, that was the I believe the second one. Yeah, that was the second one that featured Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah,
because he had done GoldenEye. Because he had done GoldenEye before that, and then he did.
I'm mistaken Tomorrow Never Dies for GoldenEye, because the first clip I saw, I remember walking through a mall, and I think it was like around 1995 or 1996. It must have been 96.
Well, GoldenEye came out in 95, Daniel, so maybe that's what you saw first.
And I saw like a little clip. I remember seeing Xenia on a top getting out of the train and walking towards the camera. And then I remember when I saw her, I was like, oh, I liked her so much. I never saw someone so beautiful in my life. And I just like,
Xenia Onatopp was played by Famke Janssen, who, if you remember, played Jean Grey later on in the X-Men movies. Yeah, Famke. Yeah,
I don't know.
She's good.
I don't know which is my favorite. Pierce Brosnan was my first one, but then Sean Connery was my second one. And oh my god, I just love how stylish and professional he is.
Oh, of course.
So I would have to say Sean Connery is number one, and a close number two is Pierce Brosnan. Number three would be Roger Moore.
Okay.
Number 4 would be Timothy Dalton.
Okay.
And at the very bottom would be George Lazenby.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, to be fair, Lazenby only was given one movie, and they've, and even though he didn't have a lot of acting experience, because remember, originally he was an Australian lifeguard, so he just kind of told Cubby Broccoli, Albert Cubby Broccoli, and basically he said to him, "Look, I could play this role," and he just kind of lied his way through it, but he got in, and then he did such a great job, but then he didn't get another chance because, for whatever reason, Connery came back, 2 years later, and he said, "Oh, by the way, I could play this role again." So then they brought him back for Diamonds Are Forever, So
Yeah, I don't. Actually,
it's too bad about Lazenby. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? The way I would rank the way I would rank the not Roger Moore. Sorry, what's his name? I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh boy.
Which one are you talking about?
Oh, Sean Connery. The way I would rank his movies is number one would have to be Diamonds Are Forever. I love that movie.
I have to say Goldfinger would be number one for me, but yeah, Diamonds Are Forever would be number two for Connery films.
And number two,
I actually like that. Yeah.
Yeah, number two for me would be Dr. No. I love the location. It's Jamaica. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. And don't forget, here, if you're really good on Bond films, let me quiz you. Who played Felix Leiter, the first Felix Leiter in this film?
Jack Lord.
Yeah, there you go. Good job, Daniel. Good job. Yeah. Now, remember, after he did this film, later on, he was chosen to go ahead and play Steve McGarrett in the original Hawaii Five-0.
Yeah.
So this really got his launching start. Really did for Jack Lord. He didn't know it at the time yet, but later on they remembered he was in this film, and so he got his start. So yeah, that's very cool. I like Jack Lord. Yeah.
All right. And Suzanne said, "Sorry, folks, here, but barely not well tonight." I'm sorry to hear that, Suzanne. And so is
me
Pop,
too, Suzanne. I hope you feel better. Yeah.
And she says Roger Moore number one, Sean Connery is number two. All right, so let's get going on the movie here.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Hey, don't be calling me baby there. And anyhow, he's getting sent to Jamaica here, and he has to get rid of his Beretta.
Yeah.
Because it jammed up, he got it. It's hospitalized for six months. I wonder why. It's a fucking Beretta.
Well, okay, let's see. Now, Daniel, do you remember which gun before we reveal what gun he had to replace with the Beretta? Because it jammed on him last time?
Yeah. The first one was the Beretta, and the second one was like the Walther PPK, I think it was.
Yeah, there you go. The Walther PPK, 2.5 millimeter, can cut through, people like butter. And the guy that's the Q in this one is not Desmond Llewellyn. It's another guy. Darn it, I forgot his name. Peter something. I can pull that up again. I know. Let's see here. Beep beep. Okay.
You see, the old Bond movies were good. The continuity was easy. Like, they mentioned Dr. No in Russia with Love, so there's continuity there.
Right.
And then the guy who played Q was in all the movies from Russia with Love to Die Another Day. So there's continuity there because he was in all the movies.
Well, he was actually Desmond Llewellyn appeared in 17 of the first 19 Bond films. He wasn't in this one because Peter Burton played his name, which was Q's real name is Major Boothroyd, and so that's Peter Burton that's going to be giving him the Walther PPK gun. Then in Never Say Never Again, which was the non-canon Bond film that Connery did, the very last one he did, there was a different actor that played Q, but he called his name Algernon. So, yeah. Other than those two, Llewellyn was in everything until The World Is Not Enough. That was his last film as Q. The third one with Brosnan. The World Is Not Enough. So, yeah. Yeah. So when we do From Russia with Love, that's when you'll see Desmond Llewellyn for the first time as Q. The next film. Yeah. Go ahead, Gorilla. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Just let me know.
So basically, by them switching to this new gun here, they've seen a 40% drop in the double O casualties. So basically, what I say is the double O means he has a license to kill.
Yeah, that closed captioning is wrong. It should say MI6, but it says MI7. That's not right. It should be MI6.
Well, back in the 60s, did they actually know it was called MI6, or was it kind of, or did it change names over time, or the whole different department?
Well, there were two different departments. There was an MI5, and then there was an MI6.
Are you sure there wasn't a 7?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, because there could be a 7 there. It's because if you look at it there, you know why we have a SEAL Team 1 and a SEAL Team 6?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, but yeah. I'm pretty sure that there's only 2 MI5 and 6. So.
Okay. But no,
we can always look it up, though.
Yeah, because the reason we have like a SEAL Team 1 and a SEAL Team 6 is they're first when they first established them, the first SEAL team was busy there. They go, well, what are we gonna call the other one? They said 6. They go, the guy's like, what about 2, 3, 4, and 5? He goes, well, let the enemies worry about them.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they all had numeric departments. What I knew about MI6 was they mostly did international missions, and the MI5 guys did a lot of domesticated undercover missions for, terrorists against terrorist groups. So, yeah. But then what they did is they merged MI5 and MI6 together. So, eventually.
Well, let's see what. Oh, I'm getting the Mission Impossibles.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Hi, Nemesis Sweden.
Is there MI7? Hey, Nemesis, get on up here. The new MI7. There is an MI7, but it looks like it was just got established here not too long ago.
Oh, brand new. Okay.
Oh, wait. No, that is correct. It is MI7 because they cannot use MI5 or MI6. It is.
Oh, I see. Television. Wow. Okay, so that's cool.
It is not a mistake on this part.
So it's not a mistake. Okay, that's cool.
Okay. And Daniel says number 1 favorite Bond movie, Diamonds Are Forever.
Right.
Number 2, Dr. No. 3, Goldfinger, You Only Live Twice, and Thunderball. Then 6, From Russia with Love. What?
And then, and then 7 would of course be the non-canon, right? Daniel, Never Say Never Again.
No, wait.
That was the last one Connery did. Yeah. So in
1983.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And Nemesis says, "Hey, Mike, hey, girl, out on a walk. Way too windy to be on the stream, but I appreciate the invite, girl. Alrighty, but welcome anyhow.
Yeah, welcome, sir.
Yeah, and everybody's saying hi to each other here. And it goes
okay,
on.
Yeah, so that makes total sense, Gorilla. You're right. And then he would probably say MI7 to make sure he doesn't mention the other 2, 5 and 6. That would make sense.
Did I miss the part where the 3 blind mice assassinated that pretty woman in Jamaica in the beginning? Oh, I missed that part.
Yes.
Yeah, you missed the beginning, but that's okay, man. It's cool.
And they got the wrong color paint.
Yeah. It didn't really look like blood, did it? There it is, 7.65 millimeter. Yep, with a delivery like a brick through a plate glass window.
I gotta tell you, the 3 blind mice and what's his name? That doctor guy. That's
Dr. No.
No. His helper, his assistant. What's his name? I forgot.
Oh, Professor Dent. Professor
Professor-
Dent
Oh,
is the helper.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought his professor head up Dr. No's ass there.
You know how every boss in the Doctor No no, sorry, every boss in the Bond movies have like an enforcer, right? They
Yeah.
have an enforcer like Elliot Carver and Tomorrow Never Dies had that big German guy
Right.
and then you had I don't know if Alec Trevelyan had an enforcer. Well, no, I think his enforcer was basically the general and Xenia Onatopp. And like
Yeah.
every boss in the Bond movies has an enforcer. And the Dr. No's enforcers were the three blind mice and Professor Dent, but they went down
And
really
Professor
easy.
Dent. Right.
So altogether he had 4 enforcers. He had the three blind mice and Professor Dent, but they went down so easy.
Right. You never saw that. Well, okay. I don't want to ruin it until we see the scene, but you'll see what happened to the 3 blind mice, and then of course you saw what happened to Dent later. So yeah. So
And
Yeah.
Jim, it didn't freeze up on my end. Try refreshing. And he goes, hey, Pop, great to see you, buddy. The pop culture. And Emerson says, hello to Daniel. Didn't realize you're on the panel. You were hidden.
Ooh.
And
He's invisible.
Pierce Brosnan is my favorite. Bond. Goldeneye is my favorite for sure.
Yeah.
And then Daniel says hello to the Nemesis and asks him how he's doing today. All right. So anyhow, he's off to Jamaica there.
And he says,
we missed the best part. We missed the best part there where he says, just leave your Beretta here. Because he knows he
Right.
wasn't going to use Walter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's also, you could tell that he wants to keep the Beretta, but he has no choice but to give it to M. And
Yeah.
he wants, like, it's kind of sad because he wants to keep it, right? You can tell he wants to keep it, but he can't.
And let's see. Yeah, I was right. Bernard Lee plays M, and he played M for a number of Bond films also. Until he was replaced. Or no, until he died. Yeah. Then they
I heard
replaced
he was referenced. I heard he was referenced in The Man with the Golden Gun. They referenced him. They said like he was promoted to like a higher rank or something.
Right.
But
Yes.
I never heard that. Maybe I forgot.
Yeah. Well, he was promoted, and they used that as the excuse, but he did die. He could have done M for like a lot of films. He did for a number of films, so he was there for a while. But then when you notice the change, and I'm not talking about the the Never Say Never Again movie, but when you see before that, when Bernard Lee's not there, and you see the next guy that replaced him, so yeah, it's a shame. But I mean, he was good. He was a good M.
Alrighty. So anyhow, he's going off and he's asked. Apparently, hears something in here. There's some noise, and this lady's here.
Yeah,
We get
Sylvia
this lady.
Trench.
Sylvia Trench.
Yep, Sylvia Trench. She's played by the beautiful Eunice. I know her first name. Let's see her. Oh, would you guys stop that? I hate when you have like everything pops up and you can't see.
Wait.
Yeah, Eunice Gayson. That was her name.
Yeah.
She was Sylvia Trench. Yeah, you'll see her again. You'll see her again for a few brief moments in the next film, From Russia with Love.
Yeah, he was on a date with her. I like it when there's continuity between the movies.
That's what I love. See, that's what I enjoy because it has that continuity.
You see, back in those days, continuity wasn't a big thing. Like it wasn't as big as it is now.
Yeah.
But back then they were just making movies. They were pumping them out, and they didn't really care about the continuity. They just wanted, let's just make movies.
Oh.
Yeah, and look at the plane back then, Gorilla. That's Pan American.
I remember that.
TWA was like, old time airplane, like really old.
Yeah, but well, they're probably more reliable than Boeing is right now.
Yeah, right. Yep.
I'm still, yeah. I would not go on a Boeing plane right now.
Yeah,
They're cutting
no.
way too many. They're cutting way too many corners.
Yeah, they are. I agree.
What, planes are not getting more advanced or something, or what? Either cutting corners? What do you
You
mean by that?
haven't heard it? Like they've had like 2 doors blow off, a wheel fall off, a landing gear not going down. They had a hole pop in the cockpit of the plane.
Yeah.
While it's midair. You haven't heard any of this?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they're
Oh
cutting back
my
on
God.
cost of planes and like putting them together, Daniel. It's unsafe.
But I thought as time goes on, they become safer and more advanced.
Not quite.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Daniel. Instead of getting the most qualified people for the jobs, they're looking what's in between the legs and what color their skin is as their priorities. And second of all, the airlines are cheaping out and not paying people to go over the planes and maintain them. All it takes is one loose screw and you can lose a wing.
Oh, I never knew any of this.
Yeah, it's out there.
And it's mostly falling on the maintenance of the planes. They're skipping out on the maintenance there. But anyhow, we're not here to talk about Boeing.
Yeah. Boeing is, yeah. Okay, now you see the guy there waiting in the glasses? That's Jack Lord waiting for him. Felix Leiter, CIA.
Yeah. So, he gets off in Jamaica, and there's this guy already waiting for him. He goes, the head office alerted him he's going to be his driver. But, so he makes a phone call, blah, 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 and he realizes something's up. And he gets in the car.
Yeah.
And he goes for a drive. I just want to go for a drive. I'm not in too big of a hurry. And he notices the guy's going 60 miles per. Well, this is Jamaica, so would that be the 60 kilometers per hour?
Yeah, roughly.
Or is it 60 miles per hour? Are these cars?
Let's look at the dashboard again, because I thought that he was going less than 60. He might have been going 60 kilometers an hour.
Oh.
But it's less, it's less. A kilometer is less than a mile, or is more than a mile. Well, I know it's less than a mile, but miles are said less than, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I missed it. I can't find. But he tells them to take a right, and they go hide behind the bush there. They drive past, and he has the gun to the back of his head.
Yeah.
Or he tells who you work for. He gets out. The guy tries to grab a pistol. He pistol whips him.
Yeah.
Throws his ass.
Yeah. Well, he tried to hit him with a board, with a wood board.
Hey, he forgot to say "Kia" when he kicked him. Well, that guy probably knows that.
Well, God doesn't go Kia. He doesn't do that.
Yes. So anyhow, he grabs him.
Now this part here, he's asking for a cigarette, and remember, there's cyanide in the cigarette. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And so technically, if you want to say what the very first gadget was, that was putting cyanide in the cigarette. So.
Oh, that wouldn't be really much of a.
Well, it's kind of a cool gadget, though. I mean, you don't have to spill any secrets. You just take the cigarette and kill yourself.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Captain saying metric or imperial system.
Hey, is it
British
metric
system.
or the freedom unit?
Yeah.
Is it metric or freedom unit?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Nemesis says I'm doing very well. Well, Daniel, thank you for asking. So I'm glad you're doing well. And he goes, "Darn puppy push mouse key and stopped your stream." Oh, that.
Oh, look at your puppy. Oh, puppy wanted daddy. Oh.
That's why I don't have dogs. I have cats.
Yeah.
And Nemesis says, "Oh, those puppies."
All those puppies. All those.
And welcome, Jeff B. Welcome. He says, and he's saying he's throwing hail at us
he's throwing more
me,
hail.
Mikey,
Yeah.
and Daniel's there. He's throwing hail at us.
Yeah.
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 And, yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out if it's metric or freedom units.
Freedom units. Yeah. So he leaves him in the car and he says, "Sergeant, make sure he doesn't get away." That's when you get a first hint of James Bond's wit, his quick wit. Just make sure he doesn't get away. Of course, he's dead.
I don't think he can get away. He's a little bit stiff, wouldn't you say?
I would say, but I mean but you know, like I said, that's the kind of the first time you hear Bond be so witty, you know, and you know, tell this guy, well, you know, he doesn't tell him he's dead. He just says, just make sure he doesn't get away. Like, okay, he's not going anywhere.
This guy was so scared of Dr. No that he committed suicide. Like, oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Who would do that, man? Oh my God, that'd be scary.
It's a loyalty thing.
Yeah, it's a loyalty thing to Spectre, you know. Yeah, he didn't want to tell anything, so.
Yeah, so.
I like that guard at the front there, man. Standing at attention, that's pretty cool. That's one of their Jamaican Royal Guards. Yeah, back then. That guy right there. Yep. Very cool.
So now they're in the office here, they're chatting.
Yeah.
They're saying that is dead at the switchboard, blah blah blah. They go in there and look, they take the effort, they make the effort to get rid of the body, but they leave blood on the carpet. They didn't even try bleaching it out or nothing.
Right.
That shows how incompetent they are.
Yeah, they just took that. Well, that's how dumb they are, because they took her away but left the blood. And of course, James was able to identify it as AB negative blood, you know, which is her. So, you know, brand new secretary.
Well, hey, I thought back then it'd take weeks for it to figure that out.
No, you know, James, well, he must have had something on him to identify it, or he must have already known the personnel that were going to be in place. James was very well learned. Like he got to find out all the bases, places where these people were, and so of course he knew Strangways because he was familiar with his friend, and I knew he was out in Jamaica, and this was a brand new secretary. They just sent her out there, so that's what M said to him. So he was like, "Oh, okay."
So you're saying
what he said.
So you're saying Cambridge has been very good to me.
Yep.
Sorry, Lord, that wasn't right. I apologize.
You're right, Chucky. It was made on a shoestring budget, but it made so much money overseas. It was so good, but not as good as, well, wait till we see From Russia with Love and then Goldfinger. Then you'll find out why. You know, it became so prominent.
So they get rid of, and they focus on this book here. Geological configuration, Eastern. So, and that's the essential plot to the movie there, because they're looking for certain geological rocks and stuff. Dr. No is.
Well, remember when the three blind mice guys went in there and shot the secretary? They took all the files from the filing cabinet. One of them was under Dr. No, and another one was under Crab Key. And Crab Key is supposed to be the place he's hiding out, or that he privately purchased. So that's what they're actually looking for. Because something about Crab Key just doesn't click. It has radioactive rocks on it. So that's what they're trying to find out why, you know. That's the thing.
Yeah. So anyhow. Yeah, then he found a telegram, blah, blah, blah. And he goes in. And he's checking out the place. I don't know what.
Okay, go ahead, girl.
He was doing something here. I don't know what the heck that is supposed to be.
Okay, Okay, what he did is he took a lock of his hair, and he puts it in between the doors of the cabinet of the closet, I guess. And so what happens is, if someone sneaks into his bungalow and is hiding in the closet before they enter the closet doors, they will remove that piece of hair of his. So it's just like a kind of a early alarm system. If he sees it missing, then he knows somebody's in there.
Yeah, it's simple and effective.
Yeah. It's very simple but very effective.
And not at all noticeable, because how many people would think of that?
Not many. Not back then. But I thought it was very cool. And I know, he doesn't care if a hair's out of place.
Yeah. And the answer is, if you could fit any location in the Bond universe where I could set up camp and a base, it would be this location. Jamaica is awesome and beautiful location.
It is. And ironically enough, that's where Ian Fleming had a house, and his house was called GoldenEye, and it was located in Jamaica. So that makes sense.
Oh. So, yeah, more talking. And he takes a cab out to this place here to go visit the one black guy. That guy.
Quarrel. Yeah.
Quarrel. There, because the previous agent that was out there, he took him out riding there. He goes, "Oh, where did you take him?" He points out there. You see that? That's the Caribbean. I took him fishing. And he's like, "Well, what? I want to go fishing. I don't do business."
Yeah. Now, I'll quiz Daniel again. Quarrel had a son. He called him Quarrel Jr. Do you remember which Bond film we see Quarrel Jr., his son, later on?
Yeah, Live and Let Die.
Awesome.
I love that. That was so cool. But I thought to myself, wouldn't he be a little bit too old to be his son?
Because, not necessarily. Yeah, not necessarily. If you look at how old Quarrel is in this film, and he's got a little gray on his sides and stuff, it would make perfect sense that Quarrel Jr. would look a little bit, younger than him, but not too much.
Yeah. At first, I thought it was Quarrel because he looked so much like him, and I was like, "Wait! I thought he died." But then I'm like, "Oh, wait a second, it's his son." And I'm like, "Oh,
it's his son, right?" So
it's nice. It's nice that they did that for Live and Let Die. It's nice continuity connection, and
absolutely, because they kept contact, with the family.
I was so happy.
Yeah, just a sec. Have a good night there, Jim. Jim, have a good night. Hope you have a good.
We'll see you later, Jim. Yep.
I was so happy that Quarrel Jr. didn't go on a mission with Bond, because I thought to myself, well, if he was going on a mission, he'll probably end up like his dad. So I'm like, oh.
And here's a funny name for this strong-armed guy. You were talking before, Daniel. This was the strong-armed guy for the CIA that helped with Quarrel and Felix, and his name is Pussfiller.
Yeah, I remember Pussfiller. Yeah.
Hey! I do not tolerate that kind of language on my stream.
That's his real name. Come on.
Yeah, that's his real name.
We're not faking that. I mean, that's his real name, Pussfiller.
Yeah, I can't even say that with a straight face after some of the stuff we said on Walton.
You would have laughed if you had heard it the first time
I laughed so hard when I first heard that name.
No, I can't even say that with a straight face, because after some of the stuff I said on there's a reason I got that. There's a reason I got that disclaimer.
I can't. Even like later on when you have a movie called Octopussy, it's like woo, yikes. Okay.
Right. So yeah,
they're Pussfiller trying to fight Bond, and it says there's no use struggling. He wrestles alligators.
He wrestles alligators. He's always a Florida man.
Yeah, right.
And speaking of Florida man, where the hell's LDG?
Yeah.
Usually he's at LDG.
And
so,
Yeah. So there's his Walther PPK 7.65 millimeter out. Now the CIA swear by them. So basically, when Felix Leiter comes up behind him, he says, "Where'd you get your butt, Savile Row?" And he says, "Oh, okay." So he knew exactly where he got it from because they had loaned to the British. So, yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, then this
There he
asshole
is.
shows up. He has a gun
Oh,
pointed at
come
him.
on. That's
He's
Jack
still
Lord. He's a good guy. Come on. He played Steve McGarrett in Hawaii Five-0 later. He's a good guy.
All right. So yeah. So now they're off to a dance club.
Yeah.
They're talking. And that's where they're starting to put everything together.
Well, yeah, she was also hired by SPECTRE to take his picture to identify which agent it was. But when they grabbed her camera, of course, she had the film in there and they destroyed it. And Bond asked her, "Why did you want another picture of me?" Because you had your hat in front of your face last time. That was at the airport when she tried to take his picture the first time. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, girl.
So he goes ahead and
Wait,
he's
have you
flirting
seen
with
this
her.
Gorilla, have you seen this movie?
Yes, I have. I just watched it a couple hours ago. But some of the
Yeah.
stuff didn't stick in my brain.
Oh, of course.
Wait, I forgot. Did this woman, does she end up dead later on?
No. No. She gets. She doesn't care if her arm's broken because she won't say why she's taking the photographs because she said she's freelance. She didn't even give her name. She just said she's freelance. You know, take off freelance, and she says, "Oh, you're going to die, you rat!" Runs off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And of course,
anyhow,
right.
She could have given them a fake name.
Well, she didn't give them anything, and they
Yeah.
were going to break her arm until she said something, but she wanted her arm broken. So, one
they
person
broke her arm?
No, they
No.
almost did, but no, they were able to let her go. But
you know, they had a missed opportunity in this movie. That what they could have had her lie be if they asked her name and instead saying that she's a freelance there, she's not gonna give her name. She could have said, "My name is you," as in "fuck you."
Yeah, exactly. F you. And I gotta be honest. Gorilla. When I read your, the information on the film, I was only brief. I was finally aware, that Dr. No did have a first name. His name was Julius, and he named himself after Julius Caesar. That's why he had the name Julius. I saw that in your information. See, I do read your stuff before I come on here, so I know what you got.
Oh, I
So
never
what
knew.
you wrote down.
Hey, well, at least one of us read the information.
You're funny. Anyway.
Was I trying to be funny?
Oh, I always thought you were funny. Come on. You're hilarious.
Sorry. So, anyhow, this is where we get this Crab King. He takes off. And this is where what's it, inquires?
Inquiries.
Yeah,
that's inquiries. But the way they spell it, because it's British Jamaica, they spell it with an E, not an I. But it's inquiries.
Oh, damn. Oh, so it's another fucking form of English already.
Well, like humor, spelled Humour and that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Now, I always spelled inquiries with an E.
You've always spelled inquiries with an E?
Yeah.
Well, I've always spelled it with an I, and I know that's correct.
Yeah, but Daniel here, he's in that part of Canada called Quebec, so where everything's backwards.
Yeah, that's it.
Am I right, Daniel?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I live in Ontario.
Yeah, he's
No,
in the
I know.
Ontario, area. So yeah.
No, but I was making a joke. I was saying he's from Quebec because
Quebec.
people from Quebec don't even identify as Canadian.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, here, just a sec.
What's wrong? Okay, he's checking something. I'll be right back, Daniel.
I'm
Sure.
back. I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be right back.
So
I'm just
all right. So yeah, then these guys come in and they're talking. It's kind of hard when the subtitles are off, but they're going off. Yeah, and it froze up. And this is I think the oil rig there that they got set up there. Yeah, which is kind of funny. There is so much. I can't believe how much oil there is actually in the Gulf of Mexico. Like there's oil rigs all over the Gulf. Have you ever seen those, Daniel? The picture, the picture of the Gulf.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like the entire Gulf is just covered in oil rigs. There's so much oil down there in the Gulf of Mexico. Now I don't know why there's so much oil underneath the Gulf or the floor of the Gulf, but there's a crap ton of oil down there, especially off the Louisiana coast. So we got patrol boats and they're going out. He's gotten locked. This is 006, I believe it is, or is it 005?
No, this is Professor Dent, and he's talking to SPECTRE or what's his name? Blofeld.
Oh, Blofeld. Okay.
But look how scared he is. Look how scared he is. He's terrified of Blofeld.
No. I came to warn you. Warn me. Tell you. Bonds discovered those rock samples of Strangways came from Crab Key.
Oh yeah, so yeah, they got radioactive
right. Now, Daniel, Blofeld doesn't appear until From Russia with Love, and actually he's not even seen. The movie we do finally see him in is in You Only Live Twice with Donald Pleasance. That's when he shows up first time and you see Blofeld in person.
Look how scared Dent is. He's like really, really, really scared of Blofeld.
Well, this is not Blofeld. This is Dr. No. Dr. No was actually the head of SPECTRE until, after this movie, and then Blofeld took over.
Oh, he's talking to Dr. No. I thought he was talking to Blofeld. Okay.
No, he is talking to Dr. No, but Dr. No is off somewhere, recorded voice. He's talking to him in this empty room. And then, of course, when Dr. No is gone, when they take care of him, then Blofeld shows up in From Russia with Love, and he's the next head guy. So, yeah, it goes from Dr. No to Blofeld.
Why is this guy so scared of Dr. No? Like, Jamaica is big enough. He can hide, right? He can hide. He can run away and hide. They got really big. Actually,
because the SPECTRE has people all over the world. So even if he's in Jamaica and he feels like he could get away, he can't, because he knows that eventually SPECTRE can find him. They can find anybody. So
yeah, but the jungles, for example, are so huge, in Jamaica.
Oh, of course. But eventually they're going to find you. How long are you going to live in the jungle by yourself without any supplies, water, and all that stuff? So,
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, so yeah, he's talking there.
Oh, you skipped.
No, I accidentally clicked the wrong thing here. Where were we?
Sorry, Gorilla. Yeah, move it up a little. There you go. That's perfect. Right there.
No, a little bit further.
Yeah. So he has a dangerous tarantula.
Oh, this is a good scene. where Bond
Yeah,
comes
he-
home at time.
Yeah, he's
Well-
sleeping there.
Yeah. Well, now here's the thing. Before he goes to bed, he looks at the door and he notices that somebody has already been in his bungalow. He's been in his place. So, but he doesn't know who. He just knows that somebody's been there. So that's when we find out that we see the tarantula start to crawl up on the side of him in the bed. And that was Dent. So that was obviously Professor Dent that left the tarantula. See, his piece of hair is missing from the door. It was there before, now it's missing. So somebody's been there. Yeah.
So
See,
he's
and
sitting
they
there
had right, and they had fingerprints on his briefcase. So yeah. Now the
you got some really good music right here. This is some very
yeah.
Class A music.
Really, really
it's
good.
very good. Yeah, it's good. Oh, I love that with the spider. Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
with the
so
tarantula. Yeah.
yeah, and he just casually gets rid of it. See
Yeah.
that's a hit or miss thing because there's no guarantee the spider will actually bite you, but it's hard to prove that you were murdered by using a tarantula.
But you know what's funny is that Bond, even in this scene, he knew it was a poisonous tarantula. And then, of course, he made sure it was dead. And you hear the drums go off in the background and go, Ben, Ben, Ben.
Yeah.
Hits it with his slipper like 3 times.
Like he killed it. Yeah, he killed it. He definitely
Yeah,
killed
maybe. And Pop, if you're still listening there, how do they like defang the tarantulas there so that you're not poisonous, not dangerous to the actors, or how did they do that? Or if it's a fake spider?
It could have been a play spider. You never know.
They did this in Home Alone too. When they put that tarantula on top of Daniel Stern, that was an actual poisonous tarantula, and it would have killed him. It would have actually killed him if it actually bit him. And they took a big risk for that movie.
Yeah, but they probably defanged it.
They had to defang Daniel.
But if you
it was defanged. It was defanged. There was actually 5 different tarantulas they used in that scene. And the one he kills is actually like the last one they use. But when you see the tarantulas start to walk up on his bed, those are the first 4 ones that they use. They cut it edited it to look like it was one straight scene where he's walking up the bed and going up the sheets and yeah. But the last one he kills, he throws off. That's the last one.
But I gotta say, Daniel Stern asked if they could defang the tarantula. And they said, no, if you take out the fangs, the tarantula dies.
No, that's not true.
Well, there's one. Let's see. Can you defang a tarantula?
Tarantula. I spelled it for you.
Oh.
Tarantula. Yeah, Tarantula.
No, you should not defang a tarantula. Tarantulas use their fangs to inject venom into prey, which helps them eat. Removing their fangs would likely lead to starvation, as they would be unable to catch and consume food. So they could do it, but the tarantula will die eventually.
Sure, but knowing that, what they must have done is use non-poisonous tarantulas for the scene, or they must have used props that look like a tarantula.
Yeah. Or they defanged it and let the fucking thing die. One of the two. One of the 3.
Whatever.
Would you really put it past Hollywood, especially in the 60s, to take the fangs out of a spider so that the actor is protected and just let it die? Would you really put it past Hollywood?
Well, Daniel remembers, I bet Daniel remembers the scene in Thunderball where they let the shark in, the grotto shark, and they were wondering why the grotto shark didn't attack Bond. Well, there was a plate of glass. It's very thin, very transparent, but it kept Bond from getting bitten by the shark, and it separated him. So that plate of glass actually saved Connery from being bit by a shark. So
yeah,
and his stuntman.
They still did the same thing with all the snakes in and Indiana Jones also. They had to have a bunch of glass separating the snakes and Indiana
Yes.
Jones.
Right, that's right. And you're right, Grill. So that's what they did. Also the rats in that one Indiana Jones film, The Last Crusade, with all the rats.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we got this scene here the
Yeah.
night after the tarantula incident there, and he's yelling.
Now, the very first, if you want trivia, the very first gadget that Q gives to Bond is the Geiger counter. The Geiger counter is used to examine the rock samples that supposedly came back from Crab Key, and he finds out they're radioactive. Then in the boat that Coral and Strangways took when they were examining the islands and left Crab Key, the boat itself was radioactive. So then Crab Key was the base. That's basically how Bond found out where they were. So,
Yeah. So, we get air. Oh, damn it.
Whoops.
No, we're about here.
Go back a little bit. Yeah, just a little. Yeah, just a little more. A little bit more. Because this is where the 3 blind mice guys die pretty soon. Yeah, you got to go back to Mrs. Tarot. She's the secretary.
I'm trying to find the timestamp here.
Right, okay.
So, anyhow, we have this scene here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a naughty little habit. Listening at keyholes.
You knew exactly what was up. You knew exactly what was up.
I wasn't listening. I was looking for those files. Anything that can't be found, I get the blame.
Oh, forget it. I'm sure it's not very important anyhow.
Yeah. So anyhow,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Now that's Miss Tarot, Taro, and she's played by Zena Marshall. That's the actress that plays her. And then there's Coral. Yeah. There's Coral. And Coral is played by John Kitzmiller. Yeah, he's no longer around, but yeah, cool.
Yeah. So anyhow, they're taking off in the boat there.
Yeah. Well, they set up the boat for to go later on in the evening. So then he gets that message from Miss Tarot.
Yeah. We got this, babe. Woo! Ha! Ha! Woo! But anyhow,
she was a model. Yeah, she was a model, Zena Marshall. Yeah, she was a floor model, and she did some early stuff in Japan. So you can tell by her skin complexion and everything. So when they hired her, she decided to play this role, sort of like the femme fatale in a way. Yeah. So.
Yeah, so anyhow, she's sexy, talking like a schoolgirl, inviting Bonds over, giving him directions. So he's off there, he's following.
And I love this car of his. I wish he had used it, but then of course he used the DB5, which was better. Yeah. And it had gadgets in it.
But anyhow, they're doing all these stunts here. They would have had to have stunt drivers in this.
Yeah, that's the guys. Right. So we know that's the guys in the hearse, the 3 blind mice guys. The henchmen that were,
and the way he's steering that wheel, he'd be all over the place.
Oh, of course he would.
But they got to make it impressive, So anyhow, we missed it. And here's this happens.
Yeah. Well, I love that.
Oh man, I can't. I got pause it because of the camera. But anyhow, there's no way. There's no way his car would have gone underneath that. There's no way.
There's no way. He had a gap there, Gorilla. He could fit under it.
His car would have been. It would have taken out the top of that windshield.
Well, did you see how it was angled? Go back over it again. I'll show you he can make it. If you see how it's angled, So take a look when he goes underneath it. They actually, the stunt driver actually puts his head down. Well, just like I said, he puts his head down like where it happens, and it makes it look like he made it underneath. But yeah, he could. Enough room. If he's given enough room, he could make it.
Yeah. No, that.
Yeah, see right there? He can make that. Of course
Yeah,
he
but
could.
it looked way different when he was coming up to it.
Oh, true. But I mean, yeah, but he found a way. Oh, see? You know that's not his head. You know that's the stunt driver.
Yeah.
He looks a little short.
And they go.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
they're taking the shortcut back to the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah.
No, they're all crashing down into the forest there. Now,
Yeah,
this
it
is
blows
the
up,
part here.
right? Just hits the bottom.
And it starts on
And
fire.
then,
And they
Yeah.
find the one path through the forest that didn't have the thing, and we got an echo from someone.
oh, it's not me.
Yeah, they're finding the one path out there that doesn't have the trees.
Right. And of course, the worker guy says to Bond, "My gosh, what happened?" He says, "I think they were on their way to a funeral."
Yeah. Yeah, but see, this should have started a huge forest fire.
Granted, yeah, but you know they had to put that out.
How did it happen? I think they were on their way to a funeral.
So there's your Bond's humor there. So
Yeah,
anyhow,
that's how pure.
he just walks up and he knocks, and we got her in a skimpy little outfit here. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, seeing her in just a towel. Okay.
Yeah, he just flirted with her, and she calls it. He's telling her to book it, and he comes in there. So basically, she's saying that he's there. Then we
No,
get her
she-
fly. And
Right. Well,
where's my
oh, sorry. Go ahead, girl.
yeah? Where's my equal representation? I want to know, where is it? I have to see I have to see Sean Connery topless. I want to see her topless. Where is
Yeah,
it?
that's not gonna happen there, Gorilla. We're
I-
talking
I-
1962, okay?
Hey.
Come on.
Hey, no. I keep hearing equal representation. So where
got
is it?
Great. Well, British were frumpy back then. They didn't want Taro to be naked. Come on.
Yeah, no, but it's called equal representation. So
I
anyhow,
get
start
it.
making
I
out.
totally understand. Yep. And he's
Yeah.
looking at the time because
Yeah.
he overheard her say, on the phone to Professor Dent, he's here. I'll keep him here. So they're supposed to go out to, they're going to go out to dinner. Careful, careful there, girl. Don't hit your, yeah. There you go.
So anyhow, we got this.
Be careful of her nail varnish.
And she spit at him.
Yeah, she spit right in his face. He go Booker and careful the Mars spits right in his face.
Well,
Right
she
in the
tried to
face.
poison. Right. Well, remember when she said she was going to put on her nail varnish? Well, the nail varnish were poison. So he said, be careful of her nail varnish because it's poisonous. She was going to stab him in the back or do something with her nails. So
Well, if it's really good, they'll dig their nails right into your back if it's really good.
well, that's if he enjoyed it. I don't know if she tried to do that to him or not.
No, I've had that plenty of times. They'll dig their nails right in. They'll dig them right in.
Okay, so they've exposed her, so she's going away to jail, and then he's waiting for Professor Dent to show up.
Yeah, so he's just hanging out there. He's lighting the music. He's fluffing up the couch. He's putting some.
Right, so he's playing Underneath the Mango Tree. That's the song that's playing right now.
Yeah. So I fluffed it up, and then he just sits there. So he's playing cards.
Isn't that cool how he was able to set it up in the bed to make it look like he was asleep in there. And then,
You
of
know, like
course,
that?
Dent expends his gunshots, his bullets.
Yes, like that.
Yeah,
Then he goes there. Then he starts talking, and it's Doctor No, Doctor No, blah blah blah.
yeah. And he said, "That's a Smith and Wesson, and you've had your 6." And then he kills him and shoots him in the back too. So, bye, Professor Dent. Yeah,
So they're off to an island out there.
yeah.
Another
Crab
island.
Key. Yep, Crab Key. Yep. So they're on their way to
And,
Crab Key,
and
and
they park
they've
their
heard the
boat.
rumor, right? And they've heard a rumor there's a dragon and a breeze fire and all sorts of weird things.
Well, that's what you get for talking to natives.
Right. Oh, and then here's the iconic scene, Gorilla coming up where Ursula Andress comes out of the water in her one piece.
Oh, oops, you're talking this.
Woohoo. That's one of the most iconic scenes in movie history. Right there.
And Mikey, I don't
Yeah.
know what pictures of swimmer you've been looking at, but that's called a bikini, not a one
Well,
piece.
okay, bikini, whatever.
There's a big difference.
Okay, slight difference. But anyway, we know who it is. It's Ursula Andress, and she plays Honey Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this would be driving Stoner acting crazy here with the belly button.
Yeah, right.
showing the
Because
navel.
back then, well, okay, I tried to explain it to someone before. The British were more modest about showing the belly button of a woman, as opposed to Americans who thought it was immodest to be that way, to show it that way. That's why that it was hidden with Genie, it was hidden with Bewitched. It was all
Marianne.
all the rage back then was that the British were a bit more open than Americans when it came to cinema and movies, and especially how they portrayed women. So that's why when I saw, the first time I saw Ursula, I said, "Oh wait, that's the British." Yeah, that's why it's why they're showing her nipple
Oh,
button, their belly button, and and almost
Yeah.
see through because yeah.
yeah. So she's collecting shells here. She thinks he's coming to steal them.
Right.
And blah blah blah. Oh wait. He's getting. Nope, never mind. That's her hand. I thought he was grabbing her by the back. He's
Oh no, he's not gonna grab her with that knife at her hip. No way.
Yeah.
Not if he's asking to be hurt. Yeah, no. And I like some of her dialogue in this, where she says, "Have you ever seen a mongoose dance with a snake, or with a cobra, or a female praying not to see her mate?" I just some of that dialogue is just so cool, but you don't understand it when you're a tiny little kid like I was back then. I was like, oh yeah, well, okay, I don't know about that. Anyway, I do now.
Yeah.
I mean, but I understood now. But after seeing this movie over, over 500 times. Yeah.
So they got to duck and cover because these assholes show up.
Yeah.
And they go, "We know you're there. Come out and you won't be harmed." Bullshit. Bullshit.
They're hiding in the sand now. Come on.
Go on. We will catch you. You must.
I still.
Yeah.
It won't last long. They don't really know we're here.
Now, I do not know how much protection that sand pile would actually give to a 50 cal, or is that a 30 cal?
Yeah, I think that was a 50 cal.
Well, I know there's belt feds like that are both 30 and 50 cal.
Right.
But it doesn't really matter. I don't know how much protection that sand would actually give them for that size bullet.
Yeah.
Especially
how about their shooting? Like, come on, guys, don't you even know how to shoot?
Well, no, they don't know where they're at. They know they're behind the sand, Well, they just don't know where they're at behind the sand.
Ah, well, that makes sense. I just think it's
Because you
hilarious,
see,
though. I mean, they couldn't even get him.
See, they're just scraping the whole damn sandbar. That's all they're doing. And I
Now,
thought
here's
he was seriously gonna poke his head out and get one in the
and
head.
get shot it, take one in the head. Yeah, I thought so too. But actually, I was kind of laughing when I saw the crab come up on him.
Yeah,
I thought the crab was to bite him on the nose or some shit.
Yeah.
I thought the crab was going to get him, and he kind of looked at the crab. I thought that was funny. Yeah. Okay.
I think we'll miss it.
So those guys
anyhow, the next
obviously, yeah, those guys will obviously be back. So
Yeah, she's like, I'm out of here. I'm going back to Miami. I'm out of here.
yeah,
So, and it turns out her boat's shot up. He goes, well, when we get back to the States, I'll buy you a new one. So,
right.
so she says she has a secret hiding spot. Now, I seriously thought she was leading him into to go tournament, like lead him directly to Dr. No. I seriously thought that.
Yeah, I
She's
thought
leading
so
him to
too.
Dr. No.
Right.
Because everything was just way too convenient. That she's had the hiding spot. They're taking the river to throw off the dogs, but the dogs still manage to track them. And they cut these
Right.
reeds, and they're sitting there. Now, I wonder how probable that actually is.
Oh, that you can breathe underwater with a open bamboo pole?
Yeah.
You can. It's possible.
Okay, because you think that like the air would get trapped, like your carbon dioxide would get trapped in there, and you would not
No,
be.
not necessarily.
Like
You'd be able to. No, not necessarily. If you're far enough, if you're far enough underwater, not to the point where your nose would get like filled with water, but if you get far enough under, you can technically be able to blow through a kind of bamboo pole like that if it has that open
Yeah.
space.
No,
Yeah.
but it's like one of those. I'm thinking maybe the air would get trapped inside of it, the carbon dioxide, and not be replaced
Yeah.
with regular air because you're sucking it in faster than it can escape back out. You know. Type
Yeah,
deal.
that is a possibility. I just remember seeing this scene that Mythbusters. You remember the Mythbusters show? They tried to recreate this. And I think one guy managed to pull it off before he had to come up for air. So it is possible, according to them.
Oh, okay, so it's plausible. You just gotta be trained in it.
Yeah.
But if you got to read too long, then definitely the carbon dioxide would get stuck in the pool.
It would, and
replace
that's why,
it.
right, that's why when you have Navy SEALs, they have to train themselves to do this without all this, with simple stuff like this. They have to train themselves how to breathe underwater. And yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, they learn. I mean, they learn how,
Yeah.
or they die. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is just one of those. If the pole's too long, then the carbon dioxide would definitely still be in it would not be able to replace it as fast as you need to for it to breathe.
Yeah, and obviously these have been pre-made. If you look how it was cut, the bamboo poles, those are pre-made. Like, he didn't cut them; they were already made for them to go under with them. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what's up with this asshole. He's wading through the river too, and he gets James Bond. But notice the water did not change color at all. And she's like, "Did you really have to do that?"
Yeah, because he would have led them back to. He would have led the rest of the guys and the dogs back to them. So, yeah.
Yeah, and is it just me, or does it look like a fifth grader made this sign?
Yeah. And that's this point. It says danger, you idiots. Oh,
no,
man.
but they don't see it. But I think it's so funny that it looks like a fifth grader made that sign.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it looks like a drawing. Yeah, of course, you're right. Scary. Yeah. Well, you know why that's there, right? Because the water, as they're wading through the water to throw the dogs off the scent, the water itself is radioactive. So as soon as they pass that point where the barbed wire and everything is, that's where the radioactivity begins from the plant that Dr. No is running. So, yeah, on Crab Key.
Yeah. And we get her in. Ooh, one of the hottest scenes in here.
Yeah, but you don't see the. Yeah, I don't know. Do you really see her see through that? I think she has something on underneath. She still has her bikini top on. Yeah.
Nope, I don't see no nips.
No. Yeah, she still
But
has the bikini top on.
yeah, so they're talking.
Yeah. Now
They're
Ursula Andress did. Ursula Andress did a lot of good movies. In Italy. She did appear in the Casino Royale parody movie, which featured 3 different James Bonds: David Niven, uh, Peter Sellers, and Woody Allen, and she was in
yeah.
that. So she
Oh,
reappeared
we lost.
as Honey Rider in that parody movie.
Yeah. Oh, we lost Daniel.
Yeah, we did. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, I thought he was being kind of quiet here. So anyhow,
Yeah.
they hear a noise here, and they hear he comes. Now he's supposed to this black guy here. He was supposed to take out the driver, and James or Bond here was supposed to take out the headlights and the tires. But does he not
Right
realize
from
that
the
the
truck.
tires
Yeah.
were tracks? But the tires were tracked, so they would not come in there. And they tell them to come out, and they're burning
Yeah.
everything. And they start
Yeah.
shooting, and they miss, and he catches on fire. So there goes our token. Oh, yeah, right. I better not say it.
Now you can say he went up in black smoke.
Oh, that's even worse than what I was gonna say. That's even worse than what I was gonna say, Mikey.
Oh, well, I just came up with a good one there. Poor Coral. He had no quarrel about getting burned up. No, that's okay.
Oh, shit. I was just gonna
No
say there goes
quarrels, no arguments. He
all
just
I
got
was
burned
gonna
up.
say. I was just gonna say, since this is a 1962 movie, there goes our token black guy. But you had to take it a step further.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Okay. Now this is where after they capture him,
Yeah,
and yeah. So
they go in.
yeah.
Yeah, they go in. They got high Geiger counters. Like she's like 88 and he's like 92.
Right. So this is where they strip him down. Now here's my question to you, Gorilla. Did you in fact at any time see any part now, and I mean watch carefully because she goes through the whole process, and then when she comes out, I do think you see partial breast, like as
Yes, you
soon
do.
as she like
Yes,
walks
you
out.
do. I
Yeah,
can already tell you, you do.
yeah, that's what I said. I thought I did
Yeah, so
all
it's
this
scrubbing down.
time.
Then they tell him to strip,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
they
look at
scrub it
him,
down.
he's enjoying it. Oh yeah, you missed it, but that's okay. Okay, you got to watch very carefully. Yep, yep. Now, do you see as soon as she steps off the platform? There you are.
There. Huh,
That's
they're trying to
wholly
cover up
her.
her dress, that kid.
Right, that's wholly her. So you see her
Yeah.
as she walks off the platform. Yep.
And now watch, I get nailed for that half second. I get nailed for that half second. They do the Geiger counter. She's next to 0. He still has 4, but they think there's dirt under his fingernails. Blah
Yeah.
blah. So they go in, and then we get what's with all the Asian ladies with the Doctor No? Oh wait, he's Asian too, so never mind. He has
Well,
a affinity
they
for
call
people.
them a mistress or sister. Sorry. So one of them is Michelle Mock, and the other one that's Sister Rose, and then Sister Lily is played by Yvonne Shima. So they're both actually Asian Korean. I believe they're both Korean ladies in this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So they're getting introduced to their suites, and they're getting all comfortable. And they're in hostile environments, and yet they drink the coffee.
Yeah. Wouldn't you like the first thing out of your mouth should be maybe I shouldn't touch this toast and maybe I shouldn't touch this tea.
Yeah.
Anything on the tray.
They get knocked out. Then they end up in the bed here. And this is our first glimpse at Dr. No.
Yeah. And you
Yeah, we
see
got
his hand, right? See his hand that he lost. Yeah.
Yeah, so the ear disturb. I can't remember how he lost his eye, but man, we got a damn. This is some damn good outfits here. I like them. I thought they were
Yeah,
damn good.
I like the wardrobe they did for Ursula because and you know what? She actually picked out this top. So when they're going in there to meet Dr. No for the first time, she actually picked out that top herself.
Oh,
She had full carte blanche,
yeah.
you know. She had full carte blanche. She could choose any outfit she wanted because she was such a good actress.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
respected her. No, well, she also later on she became a fashion designer, so they actually appreciated what she would choose, and that was her top that she chose. Yeah, it's very cool
Okay.
though. Yeah,
So now we're at the aquarium here. They're up at Dr. No's lair, and these are supposed to be minnows, but because of a convex mirror or something,
conclave,
magnified
concave. I'm
concave.
sorry, concave. Yeah, concave glass. It makes them look bigger, like minnows into sharks, and yeah, exactly. Concave
Yeah,
glass.
yeah. So then we're getting introduced to Dr. No.
Oh, and do you remember how much he paid for that aquarium? $1 million US. He said, you were
Oh,
asking me how much that was worth, and he said $1 million.
so in 1962,
Yeah,
so that would be 10.2 million dollars and some
that
change.
makes total sense. Yeah, because that's what they pay nowadays for underground type lagoon style glass, with the all the sea life in it. We have a
Yeah,
similar aquarium here in Toronto. It's called the Aquarium. It was built by the guys that do the Ripley's Believe It or Not, and they have a similar type of aquarium. And I thought, wow, because like I said, this is 1962, and if and I'd seen the aquarium they have now, which is compared to this, and I was like, wow, yeah, big difference, but cool for back then,
oh yeah,
Yeah, considering what you had on in hand, for materials and stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, now
So
if
we
you
get
look really carefully in the background of this window, somebody on IMDb said he saw a crew member down there, like a diver, was supervising the sea life down there. I don't know if that's true, but somebody said they did. So I don't
yeah,
know.
I'm not
I
gonna
didn't
quote
pay
her.
too much attention. Yeah, I didn't pay too much attention to it, but
So
it'd
yeah,
be
they're
cool.
busy. They're busy talking. He learns how he did. He's doing a new power generation. Blah blah blah. They're talking about the uranium things. It's somewhat interesting conversation. They basically
Well,
they're setting him up.
yeah, well, my favorite line that he says to him is, "You're just a stupid policeman." That's what he called Bond.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, so they're going through this. Blah blah blah.
yeah. And of course, he says we can't all be smart because Bond was trying to hide a knife from the dinner table.
Yeah, he goes. Do me a favor. And don't think me as stupid.
Yeah, right.
So they throw him
I'm
in a
wondering
cell.
how he ended up down there. Huh. Well, I
But
mean, he was
oh
escorted down there, but I mean, like, he was still dressed up. I never understood that.
yeah. Now I got one question. He's in a prison cell, right?
Yeah,
Why would they have a vent that big in a prison
good
cell?
question. Well, okay, but remember when he tried to grab the vent, it was electrified. So, the
But
first time. Yeah, I'm not sure, but he figured out a way, I guess. And you know what's funny? It's big enough to fit him. He can fit through that vent. Look at that. See, he
yeah,
got electrocuted.
yeah, but he's short.
Okay,
But he's
I don't
short.
know about Yeah, but you saw the way he touched it and got electrified?
Yeah.
Okay, he's either really knocked out or he's dead. I know he's James Bond, but come on. A real person like that would have been knocked out concussion-wise. He'd be out for a while, or he would have died.
Yeah.
So he didn't die. Even after that, after he got electrocuted. He's still breathing. So that's what he's doing now. He's touching it.
Yeah.
So maybe when he first touched it, he shorted it out or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's one big shock. He shorted out that whole damn system. So yeah,
That's what
he's
I was thinking. Because that'd be the
They're
only
crawl-
way he could live. Yeah.
yeah.
So
So anyhow, he's crawling through this tubes here. They hear some water, so he braces himself, and they had two bouts of water, which that was not enough. They should have sent enough water in there. Well, they're heating
Right.
it up too, so it's like 227 degrees in there. They should have just kept the water flowing in there, just so he couldn't breathe. So he kicks this
Oh,
out.
well, they could have drowned him in there too, if they had kept the water going.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Right.
So and he had some asshole here.
Yeah. He jumped on top of him and strangled him. Yeah. Yeah. Who doesn't notice this guy he's got a blood patch on his bare t-shirt? How does people not notice that this guy is in there and he jumps this guy? Yeah. How do they notice?
It was an ESG hire. That's all.
You're right.
So anyhow, he's in there. He's in a suit. Nobody notices a damn thing. They're watching the thing there. So
right. So what the water is doing, Gorilla, if you want to know, what the water is doing is it's cooling down the reactor. So when they activate the toppling system, then they heat it up. They heat up the reactor just enough so they'll have the energy to to shoot out the beam that's supposed to topple the guidance system of the rocket. So.
Oh.
But then what Bond does is he turns it up all the way. And you know what happens. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's turning it up, blah blah blah, and he ends up knocking the other guy the fuck out.
Out there. Yeah, that's a big guy. I think Daniel would have said, "Oh, is he one of the strong men?" Yeah, I guess he is, but
So what's that rocket supposed to do? What's that rocket supposed to do?
The rocket is supposed to go to the moon, for exploratory purpose. And what the reactor, like I said, does, they heat it up just enough. See, it goes up to 25. See where it is there? So if it goes past that becomes a danger level. So, and then what happens is they can turn on their system that shoots the beam, and the beam takes out the guidance system of the rocket, sends it go haywire and crazy. So, like I said, what Bond's doing is he's just heating up the reactor to the point of no return. So then the whole place is going to go up sky high, without interrupting the rocket. And here's that fight. Yeah, I want to watch this. This is so cool.
Yeah, we can't play too much of it.
Yeah, I know. This is a great fight between Dr. No and Bond.
Yeah. They're just fighting. And the whole time that platform was just lowering.
Yes. And there was a couple people, and there was a couple people off to the sides, and a couple people down below that were pulling that thing down. So it was being pulled down manually, just to make it look like it's collapsing. Yeah, there's a couple people that were pulling that thing. Yeah.
And I know for a fact that effect there with all the smoke is made with dry ice.
That's right. Liquid nitrogen. Yeah.
Yeah, I can thank Pop Culture Curator for that one.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I think it's still a great effect, though.
James Bond gets out and Dr. No gets submerged in that radioactive water. And he's getting out. He's searching for your Ursula there.
Yeah, they're searching for Honey Rider, and they He grabs one person. Yeah, there he goes. He tripped him up, said, "Where is she?" And then he doesn't know. So then he goes over to one of the sisters and says, "Where is she?" And they say, "Oh, she's over in blah, blah, blah." So then he goes over there.
Yeah,
So,
let's see.
yeah.
Yeah, knocks his fucking ass out. He asks her. He finds her.
There
He
she
finds
is.
her. They get out.
Yeah, what I
They,
didn't understand,
they fight about
right?
what?
What I didn't understand is when Honey Rider was being held up there with those, what was like chains around her wrist. Why couldn't they just leave her there without the chains and just, lock her away and then she could have eventually got
Yeah,
drowned or something?
because she
I
could
don't know
go
why
in.
they have her up there. Yeah,
Because she could. That way she couldn't escape. But anyhow, with this scene here.
all right. Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah,
Hey, get out of my boat. Get out. I have a
did he
lady
really?
here.
Did he really
I
have
want
to?
relations. Go away.
Did he really have to beat him and kick him out there? I mean, for some of them, they're probably just like, "Hey, man, I don't. Hey, I just work here, man. Just let me go. I won't say a damn thing."
Oh yeah, they're
I
just
didn't
two
want
innocent guys guarding a boat. Yeah, no problem. Just kick them out.
Yeah, for
That's
all we
funny.
know, they're just work there because it's a fucking job that pays well.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
man, I don't give a shit about Doctor No. No, you can kill him for all the fuck I care. Just
Yeah, right. I'm getting out of here, man.
yeah.
I'm escaping.
But anyhow, everybody's jumping in the water. They're going, and they run out of gas. So they're
Oh,
just floating. After he gets laid in the boat, so they broke in the boat right away.
Mr. Bond.
yeah.
Mr. Bond.
And how'd they know that was
Ahoy,
Bond?
Mr. Bond. Yeah, he says, "Ahoy, Mr. Bond. Ahoy, Mr. Bond."
Yeah.
But there's a great line there's a great line coming up that Felix says, and he says, "Well, I'm pretty sure you don't." Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite sure you don't.
Well, now that
There it is. He said, "Need help?" And he said, "I'm pretty sure you don't."
Yeah, so they're towing him. He starts making out with him again, and he lets it go for some reason.
Yeah. So that, and there was Potter, Colonel Burton. That's funny. His name was Colonel. That's hilarious. So,
All right. And I don't
well,
think there's any.
thank you, Gorilla. That was so much fun and lots of great memories with Dr. No. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this movie?
Well, now remember, I've seen it like lots of times. So, no, I've always given it an 8 out of 10 because it's good action packed film. There are some slow parts, but that's okay because the action actually helps to catch up the pace. Like with the tarantula and with the cars, the guys, the three blind mice guys chasing them, and it has just enough action to qualify as a good action film, but it also has some good drama, and the ladies don't look too bad. So and Felix Leiter is I mean, Jack Lord played a great Felix Leiter, I think, for the limited time he was on there. So yeah, I usually gave it an 8 out of 10, and I did give it a straight A. I've always given it a straight A because I enjoy it. It's a good film.
All right. Yeah, I'm giving this an plus there. It's my first James Bond experience, Yeah, great action scenes there. A lot of funny lines that made me laugh. And a few turns I wasn't expecting with it. There's a couple times I thought that one lady was gonna purposely turn him in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this movie just proves that low budget is the way to go. Because right now you got a lot of movies that just fucking suck, and there's such a high budget. It's like, how the hell do you get a budget and make such a shit film? Like seriously.
Yeah, it makes such crap. Well, because we don't. You and I both know that
Yeah,
CGI is a devil. CGI
Yeah.
is bad. Like
Oh,
if yeah, it's
I'm
got
not
to
talking
accommodate the
CGI.
film.
Mikey, I'm not talking CGI. The problem there right now is they give them such bloated budgets they don't have to try anymore. But if you give them a shoestring budget, say you gotta make this movie for $5 million, they actually gotta put the effort in. They gotta find ways to do what they want to do, and still make it look good. They actually gotta put the effort in. But if you give them a bloated $300 million budget, they don't have to try anymore. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Right, then they don't have to. You're right. They don't have to try as hard. Hey, PvP, you were listening?
Oh, PvP, you were here the whole time. You should have come on up.
Yeah, you should have came up, dude.
Yeah.
Well, when we do this, Well, when we do this next Saturday with From Russia with Love, I want PvP to be there because it is a great film.
It's actually Germ's pick next week, so I don't know if he'll do. I'll pick another James Bond movie my turn around, but I don't know what Germ's pick is.
Okay, well that's cool. Now, if he's doing it, if Germ's picking, what kind of film do you think he's going to pick for Saturday?
I don't know. His picks were like Johnny Mnemonic and that one we just did last week.
So something similar to Johnny Mnemonic, because we've already seen that.
Yeah, no, it's he's been doing those way out there. Yeah, PvP was doing some cleaning there, but anyhow, I'll give it the A's there. Let's see what the chat voted on this.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah, let's take a look at the poll. Yeah,
let's see. 55% with 9 votes. 55% give it an A+ to an A-.
Yeah.
22% gave it a B+ to a B-, and 22% was here to hear stupid shit from.
Stupid cheap dip from you.
Stupid shit from you. PvP gave it a B+. He was our B+ there. And
oh, great.
Says, by the way, Papa's yep, he's so right now Jim's landscape. Well, let's do a gorilla raid on Jim's landscaping here. He'll be going live here soon. So let's give a big old gorilla raid to Jim's landscaping here. I'll get his thing pulled up there. I gotta do YouTube search here, not
So how many total votes did you have, Gorilla? 9 votes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, pretty much everyone in the group of 9 all agreed that, how you and I both rated it. Because like I said, I gave it an A and you gave it an A+. So we're in the majority. We all agree that it's a great film, got good action, on a very low budget for about 10 in 1962. And and I mean, the ladies were cool, and the spies were cool, and the henchmen were cool. Even the villain is cool. Even Dr. No is awesome. So
all right. So I'm putting the link for Jim's landscaping in the thing there. All right, so thank you PvP for coming. And thank you Jim's landscaping for coming. He's doing his 4,000 plus live stream tonight. Right there, thank you, Daniel's Hot Topics, for coming. He does a streaming with Steampunk there, so make sure to check that out. And thank you, Jeff B, for coming. I'm not sure if you actually do anything on your channel or not. First time
I've seen Jeff B do some stuff. He does pop culture stuff. So yeah, Jeff B has a good guy. Yeah, and he attends a lot of chats.
Okay, and thank you, Captain Nemesis, for coming. And thank you, Nemesis of Eden, for coming. Nemesis likes to do gaming content on his channel, so make sure to check him out. And thank you, Pop Culture Curator, for coming. Pop has his rumblings from the lab tonight. Otherwise, on Mondays, it's Lost in Space. On Tuesdays, it's horror sci-fi. And why are you pitching my man boobs? And then you got Gilligan's Island on Wednesdays there. And thank you, cool. And thank you, Suzanne XT, for coming. Now, Mikey, what do you got going on?
Next week, we've got, since I used up exactly 11 minutes over 20 hours of my StreamYard, I still have my... What?
Use one of the alternatives.
Yeah, well, I do the webcam. That's what I do. So next week I've got webcam of Mikey Sue's TV on Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central. And on Wednesday, I do my reviews of The Greatest American Hero with William Catt. And that's going to be a review of Season 1, Episode 4. That'll be also at 4 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 o'clock Central on Wednesday. And then finally, when I get my StreamYards back hours, on Saturday, May 4th, straight up at 12 noon Eastern, we're going to be doing Star Wars Day. And we'll have a live chat, we'll have live panel, open everything. So you guys can talk about anything Star Wars that day. So may the 4th be with you, Gorilla.
Yeah. Alrighty. So PvP says, LOL, Gorilla's kid loves to torture him and tip off the old gorilla. Now, as for me, tomorrow we are watching Super Troopers 2 there, but I do got a poll in my community tab to make sure to vote for that there. And if Sharknado gets under 10% again this week, I'm taking that one off.
There you go. Yeah.
But then otherwise, Justified on Wednesday. We got Cringe Stock where we are watching Jack and Jill on Thursday.
Oh, God, Friday, no, not Adam Sandler. Oh, no. That's one of its worst ones, dude.
Hey, war has been declared.
Okay, well, there we go.
We declared war a long time ago, and I already said I was going to be violating the Geneva Convention.
Wow. Wow.
And Friday will be The Walton Season 3, Episode 7, so one right after the system.
And you're still doing, with Pop Culture, right? You're doing Lost in Space on Mondays and Gilligan's Island on Wednesdays?
Yeah. Yeah. And then on next Saturday, I'll get a word from German there. And yes, I know I got it in there twice because I shared it and tagged a bunch of people in it PvP, but voted one, it'll show up on both. So, all right, let's go give Jim Gorilla rated here. So, with that, you guys have a good night.